don't know how I ended up in the cage. I'm not necessarily like a cage fighter per se. It's just a culmination of a lot of emotions. I had a lot of things going on in my life, and my family had just moved, and my stepfather had died. My name's Frank Ordonez, and I help organize cage fights, and I sometimes participate in them. I had agreed to do Quake in the Cage, which is an amateur MMA tournament that Old School Promotions does. And Old School Promotions is another business entity of the dojo that I go to, and that's the Vault MMA and Fitness. And at the Vault MMA and Fitness, I'm a student under Vincent Duchetta and Daniel Hernandez. I'm learning Hapkido from Vincent Duchetta, and currently I'm a brown belt, which means I'm starting to teach people how to teach people martial arts, Hapkido.
So I met Frank about 11 years ago. Frank was young. I think he was probably like 22 years old, 23 years old. He had just gotten off his ankle surgery. I know he had a plate or screws in his ankle. And he came in and he progressed really good. He learned really well. A lot of things that I liked about Frank when he was coming up, even now, is I'll teach him something and he'll implement it in his fighting or when they're rolling and sparring and stuff. A lot of guys are afraid to try things. They think, oh, this doesn't work. But he actually tries things that work and makes them happen during the actual application of technique.
FD over the past 5-6 years has come from a big, long-haired, angry, drunk guy that would just come in to fight. Back in the day, 4 years ago, you know, Mr. Vincent Duchetta would tell me, "There's no way, FD can't teach the kids class. He just has no patience for it. You know, he's a big, brutal guy." But now, over the years, FD has evolved and changed. He's no longer that angry guy. You can get him to break a smile here and there. We have him teaching kids classes. The kids like him. And he's definitely changed for the better through martial arts. Another thing we do on the side is we do events through Old School Promotions, our other business name, and we throw the Quake in the Cage events. Through that company or corporation, we do a lot of things in the community. We've also done toy drives, we've fed the homeless, many things like that, and a lot of that is really just the game plan and the idea of FD. He's come through with that on his own, really taking care of it. And he's really motivated to help out in the community.
I got into art early on when I was a kid because I used to watch a lot of cartoons. I had finished all the art classes and my GEs at Pasadena City College. I had done all the classical animation classes at Glendale College, but I ended up going to Valley College because it's the only community college that gives you access to hands-on in film. I quit my day job and started trying to produce on my own. I started doing videos for the nonprofits, but for Latin bands too. I was working with this organization called Arte Calidad. It advocated education through arts, and that was something I thought was important.
I met Frank in 2005. We're doing a bridge event for Day of the Dead. We shut down the entire 6th Street Bridge. At that time, we had 70,000 people. By the time Frank left working with me, we had 200,000 people on the bridge, did amazing amount of advertising, unbelievable, and we just basically took over the city for Day of the Dead.
After Festival de la Gente, the economy was bad. I became real depressed because I couldn't find any work, and I was still interested in work in the community. And I found an organization in Monrovia called KGEM.
We're open to the community to come in here and utilize this facility to produce their own shows. One night, Frank comes walking into the studio.
When I first saw Frankie coming into the door, I'm going, don't piss this guy off.
And they're talking about like basically beating people's heads in the ring and this and that. And he goes, you know, what you doing? So I show him what I'm doing, and he tells me he's an editor. And I was like, whoa, he's doing martial arts, and now he's telling me that he's an editor and he does all this stuff. And he actually showed me a few of his clips. And I had a very important project that I was working on.
The more he started talking, the more I found out that he's done production stuff. And we're a small nonprofit, but we gave him a shot and said, here you go. Here's some projects to edit.
This was a project that basically nobody else in the studio had been able to lick. Frank literally came in out of nowhere, knowing nothing about the project, and in a couple of weeks' time turned it into something that not only matched what the previous editor had done, but had his own unique point of view on it.
Working at Cajun was great, but I needed to start a career. And I had to make the decision to go back to school to enroll in LA Valley College in the biomedical certification program. What biomedical technology is, it's the infusion of electronics and physiology. Basically, any machine that is connected to any person for any type of medical procedure, the biomedical department fixes those machines. The decision to go from production to biomedical was difficult for me because I thought that I had failed. But what I soon realized that through my failures, that I'm going to be able to find success. I finished school in July and I'm really looking forward to a new career. I feel that working in the hospital environment or working in this field, that I'd be able to help people more than when I was helping them working with the nonprofit organizations, and I could make some steady income for myself. And it's given me a real good outlook on life. And that for anyone that wants to change their life, you can, just with a little bit of effort.
I'm on the pursuit of happiness, and I know everything that shines ain't always gonna be gold.